And the view hint glitch is popping up again. Nothing even happens when I press Y. This happened the last time that I was exploring the underground as well. It was kind of annoying. Okay, we got a free running section. Really? I guess I climbed down a little bit. What? I'm kind of confused. What was I supposed to do there? Alright, well, this was pretty easy. Always like those pre-running puzzles. Even though I was a little bit confused at first. But it's kind of funny, and I was trying to do this before when I was playing as Haytham. But apparently you can actually explore the Boston Underground as Haytham, but never really figured out how. I don't know if this was possible in the original Assassin's Creed 3, or if it's also present in Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. But I honestly, I couldn't figure out like how exactly I was supposed to do that. Let's continue following to St. Paul's Church. Oh, I see. Okay. So dark. Okay, moving on. Oh, really? Okay, well, let us place a lantern here. And I have to reload. That's a really cool puzzle. I don't remember having to do that. But then again, I just remembered I never even gone this far. When I last played Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. And I honestly don't remember exploring much of the underground in my initial playthrough of Assassin's Creed 3. I could be wrong though. Maybe I did the exploration of Boston, but because some of the areas in Boston look really familiar. But I don't remember exploring any of the New York underground. Again, my very first time I beat this game was also the last time I beat this game, and I was back in 2012 when this game came out. In fact, it was through Assassin's Creed 3 that I was introduced to the Assassin's Creed franchise. And as soon as I played it at my friend's house and I was gotten past the party was stuck at, I immediately left his home and just went to GameStop and bought the original Assassin's Creed 1 and just started playing the crap through that game. Assassin's Creed 1 was fun, but a little bit annoying at some parts. But there was a very easy way to cheese the game just by running circles around the enemy in case you get low on health. If they ever remaster that game for next-gen systems, I will for sure be playing that game on stream. All Masons should work honestly under the sun. Masons receiving their lawful and just wages rightly. For no man can be left to finish another's work. They nor shall they teach laborers and unaccepted masons that they should see over and teach a brother or fellow mason. Actually, didn't take another look at that, and for some reason, I wanted to give the hint because it's glitched. So all masons should work honestly under the sun. So the sun is below. Masons receiving their lawful and just wages rightly. Man is to the left. I need to take another look at that. So all masons should work honestly under the sun. So the sun is... Masons is to the right. Man is to the left. Oh, Mason is up top. I'm so confused with this. Okay. Well, I guess that works. Let me actually exit through this door, just to get rid of the hint. Okay, moving on. Let me actually take another look at... Okay, so I want to go left. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. I went ahead and I canceled my streams for New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, because I wanted to take that time to relax and be with my family. So I hope everyone had a good Christmas. I hope everyone had fun time with your family, had fun time with your relatives and all that. I had a pretty good Christmas. I actually feel a little bit fat because I got a bunch of candy for Christmas. And let me go ahead and show you what I have in my room. A giant container of dark chocolate, sea salt caramels. I'm picking at it slowly, and I feel like I'll definitely gain like 30 pounds once I finish the thing. But it's really good. Really good candy. I actually got it from one of my neighbors because we have some of the best and the worst neighbors. If I'm gonna be honest here. Like honestly, I've had a neighbor that I have a neighbor across the street who actually called the cops on us and threatened to sue us because we parked in front of his house and he considered that to be his property, which is really dumb, but it's something that actually happened. Oh, I see what I'm supposed to do. We've also had a neighbor that we also have our next door neighbor is honestly the nicest people you'll ever meet, and she's my neighbor's the one that gave me the caramels, but they're just so nice. I honestly wish that all neighbors were like that, but sadly, like some neighbors are just an absolute nightmare. And everyone has like those bad neighbors. Everyone has those people that annoy you or whatever. But honestly, most of my neighbors are great. Although we kind of live in an area where kind of surrounded by uh kind of surrounded a little bit by homeless camps, and we actually had people that broke into our cars trying to steal stuff. As far as we are aware, we haven't had anything stolen. They're probably just looking. But my dad went out one time and he saw the trunk of our car wide open. And he looked around and he called the police, just reported it. But they couldn't do anything because it was just after that happened. And my dad doesn't think they stole anything, but it's still like the fact that we had a break in a neighborhood, by the way, that has 3 cops living in it and 2 firefighters, so you would think they'll be relatively safe. But we still have people that break into that break into vehicles and stuff. It's just kind of sad. It's really kind of sad, but that's what you get for living in this shitty freaking town. Like, I'm not gonna say where I live, but I just call it Meth Head City, I swear. Like, if you go to a gas station that's down the street from where I live, there's a bunch of homeless people that are just begging for money for food, whatever. And a lot of them look like they've just been smoking crystal meth, I swear. I also, my mom is just very cynical, I guess, where she refuses to give homeless people money because she says they'll just use it to buy drugs and alcohol. Which I honestly don't like to believe that. But at the same time, I have encountered plenty of crazy homeless people in my just walking around my neighborhood. So I can't really dismiss that as something that is impossible. But it's something that I deal with. So, but for his merit as seen above by the all-seeing eye, eye is above. Way peculiar to this fraternity as decreed by the double-headed eagle to the east. So eagle is to the right. Moral standards and rights of kings. Kings is to... Wait. East is to the right. With all masons under the vision of... That's just... I don't get that. East is to the right. Yeah, I don't get that at all. That's kind of misleading. The way I know what direction west and east are, like, I used to get those so confused. Or my mom told me a trick to remembering them. Just think we. West and east, we. It always goes in that direction. That's just how I always remember them. The very fact that it mentioned that the two-headed eagle at the east, so you think it'd be on the right side, but the king is on the right. So I don't understand. Alright, so let's see. We need to go right. There's a game I'm really considering playing. I think I'll have a lot of fun with it. But I've never actually played that game before, and that is South Park: The Stick of Truth. And for that note, South Park: The Fractured Butthole. Which sounds like I'm saying something else, but get your minds out of the gutter, guys. Have I been that way? But I am kind of considering playing that game on stream. But there is a scene where you do have to fight a boss as your parents are actually freaking having sex. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to play that on stream because of Twitch's nudity policy. But it is something I've been kind of considering. I've also been kind of considering playing the sequel, but I don't know anything about that game. But as per usual, if I do cover those games, it will be for 100% completion. I'll be doing all the side quests, all the collectibles, all that good stuff. But I haven't really decided on anything because I don't know how I could stream that on Twitch without getting any like issues on Twitch. Because Twitch has a very vague nudity rule, and that really applies to porn games, because apparently there are some streamers that actually stream freaking porn games on Twitch to the point that they have outlawed pretty much every game that is sexual in nature. And I know this because I was doing some very extensive research into Twitch's rules and guidelines. And the outlaw games I had on that list were all essentially porn games. So I don't know like whose bright idea, what streamer's bright idea was to stream those type of games on Twitch, but kind of makes a whole rule of no showing explicit content kind of vague when there are some games that actually do show sex scenes. But as far as I can tell, it's only games that have a focus on sex. So like, I'm assuming that if you play what's it called, Last of Us Part 2, and you get to the sex scene with Abby and whatever his name is, I'm assuming that will be okay, maybe, but I'm not sure. That's why I like to do research and see what other streamers do before I go ahead and stream the game. Because I just don't. I'm always terrified of getting like copyright strikes or of getting my issues with my channel. Because I always try to be the best streamer I can be, and that it's not me trying to say, oh, I'm the best or whatever, but I don't want to have my channel shut down, and I'm always terrified of doing something wrong that gets my channel shut down. Because it only takes 3 DMCA strikes for your channel to be permanently shut down, and I just don't want to deal with that. But it's something that I'm always just kind of worried about. I'm always kind of stressing out about because I'm always trying. I want to try and make Twitch work. I really do. But at the same time, I just don't. I'm really just don't know what is best when handling certain games. And one of the games I am planning on covering on my channel is Far Cry 3. And they do have a sex scene with a certain character, and I just don't know how I'm supposed to handle that, if I'm gonna be honest here. So that's something I'm gonna have to look out for, because I'm assuming that when I do get to that point, probably people just skip ahead, skip the cutscene. But I just don't like to do that because a lot of times the games I cover on my channel, I'm seeing the cutscenes for the first time or the first time in a very long time. I don't like to skip cutscenes. But I don't know if there will become a time where I'll be forced to. And that's really what I'm kind of worried about. I don't know why, but I freaking when I heard that metal bar falling, I kind of jumped a little bit. I don't know why, but I did. This is gonna be a loop. I have no idea why I jumped a little bit when I heard that metal bar falling. This is gonna be another loop, I can feel it. Yep, another loop. Okay, so this is a dead end. Moving on. So how much do we have? How much more do we need to get? We need 8, 9, 10, 11, 4 more. Almost done. Let's look at the map. I want to go... Wait, what? I want to go right. And let's see. So basically backtracking. That's... Oh, I remember. That's nothing. Okay, so I'm basically backtracking here, maybe? Okay, so we need to go this way. I could have sworn that I remember you could actually full on sprint in the underground, but maybe that's not the case in the remaster. Maybe that's the case in that's a camera freak out in the original. Oh, that's... Guess we're going this way. I don't know how much longer this will take, but if I have time, I will get started on either doing the Liberation missions or doing some of the citizen missions. So we have assassination contract, a courier mission, and we have a delivery thing. I probably won't be able to do the delivery thing, but I will at least be able to do the assassination contracts and the you know what, I think I'll actually start. This is interesting. I think I'll actually start with oh, it's this. That was cool. I think I'll actually start with the Liberation contract. Sorry, I was just kind of taking it aside, essentially. That was a really cool puzzle. If you get hit by that waterfall, you'll essentially fall down.